So episode 238. Let's
Talking
talk about
and it's fitting that it's the last guy we talk about.
Well, I saved him for last year because I knew this was
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
We're not panicking
I'm
on this.
just kidding.
We're not
guys.
panicking on this.
I'm just kidding.
Okay, but realistically here, we've seen, and I've been arguing with people in the comments here for weeks now. We've seen what he did outdoors last year for the last couple, okay? He ragdolled himself in Ironman.
Which, hey, man, it's part of it.
It's part of it. Yeah.
He tried to do a section that was gnarly as shit.
That Hymus did. Have the video. Go look it up.
It's gnarly as shit. And everybody's like, well, he crashed. He crashed because he tried to
do an on-off and an outdoor.
Huck a section that not really much people were doing.
Yeah.
That's on him. That's part of racing.
Yeah.
And then you're like, oh, he got top 10 at Paula. Well, somebody brought this up. Well, the only reason he got 10th in that moto is because McAdoo went down in the last lap, which I totally forgot about.
Yeah.
He was running 11th, like a distance 11th, and then McAdoo went down. So it's like, yeah. And then, he's more prepared, this and that. And like, he's only ride outdoors.
And
well,
I'll give you
shit.
I will give you that. But now we have to go through here. And this is what I've been arguing with people. Supercross versus motocross speed.
There's a lot more guys that are better outdoor riders than they are supercross guys, and everybody that's making the obvious statement, well, he's only ridden outdoors his whole life, he does that. Yeah, so is everybody else, but here's the thing, and Travis made a comment of this, the kid's had a supercross track since he was on 65.
Yep.
His dad knew the game. They had been focusing riding, well, people are like, oh, he's only been on a supercross track so long. For a lot of you Haiden Deegan fans that actually believe that, you're really not paying attention. The kid's been riding supercross since he was literally on 65.
Yes.
And he actually, first time he ever rode a supercross track, he was actually on a 50.
Yeah.
So, and he was also, no offense, he was kind of doing the amateur stuff against a weak field. Yeah. It wasn't deep. That's not taking anything away. Haiden Deegan was great. But guys, this is not supercross. The disparity in speed as outdoors is so much greater. J-Mart, two-time outdoor champ. J. Coop, guy who's won races at MX of Nations, battled the likes of Jet Lawrence and Hunter Lawrence. Hunter Lawrence, supercross champ, GP experience. Joe Schmoda, had Jet's number a lot. Tom Viel, two-time outdoor champ. All those statistics that I just read, those guys didn't have it in supercross.
I'm just going to say it for our clickbait here.
You're going to say the quiet part out loud?
I think outdoors is going to be much rougher for him than what supercross was.
And are you saying... because I probably will agree with you. Are you saying rougher as a relative term as opposed to his supercross?
Yes.
Okay.
So I don't think you're okay. No, you're good. You're good. It's okay. I don't think you're gonna see him. How do I want to put this? I'll just say it. If he gets a podium, it'll raise my eyebrows.
Oh yeah,
real high.
I'll be shocked
like,
as hell.
Wow, that was a good ride for him.
I'll be shocked. Not to say that he doesn't have the talent to do it.
I'm not saying he doesn't have the talent, but here we are again. This is not Supercross.
No.
It's not the field split in half. This is everybody, including guys coming back here for the 250 class that were not there in Supercross.
And also you want, and here's the thing too, and I know it was the last round and he won the heat race, people are like, well, he got a bad start. Guys, getting good starts is part of racing and motocross and Supercross. Yeah. That's on you.
Yeah. So what do you think he is? We'll call it average for the year. Where does he slot in here?
I think I'm going to stand by my comment when we talked about this. I think his average is 9 to 12.
Okay.
Because like I said, you think about it, the big five, you got Hunter, Joe, Viel, J-Mart, J-Coop, then you talk about RJ, Levi, and Seth. It is very hard even for me to fathom that he could consistently beat RJ, Levi, and Seth.
Yep.
Because those dudes have already done it. That's the thing. RJ's already won motos. He's already proven he can run up front. Levi already beat Jet. He gave Jet everything he can handle at Southwick. Seth's already been there, done that, led the top guys. Haiden has not done that at an outdoor national yet.
And let's just put this out there for everyone. This is not saying that he will not get there eventually.
Oh, yeah, dude. He has the highest upside of all the rookies.
He's the best rookie, in my opinion,
Highest
coming in out of
upside.
these four. He has the highest upside. He has the highest trajectory.
Can he be a champion one day? Yes.
Yes.
A multi-time champion one day.
But we are talking literally
Right
for
now.
2023. And, man, when you start looking, I mean, if we get the list of names, it's like, who does he beat out of these guys week in and week out? That's not saying he doesn't go out and get a top five. He doesn't yank a start, run up front for 20 minutes, and then fade to fifth because they've put 30 seconds on fifth place. So, like, he fades 30 seconds in the last 10 minutes. That's not saying that. That is saying that by the time you spread it out and average it over the whole season here, I just don't see how he ends up top 5 without a huge loss of talent going on here as far as like people getting hurt.
Like I said, think about the fact that if you had a healthy Pierce Brown, Fortner, and McAdoo, now you're adding 3 more dudes.
Three more dudes.
So it's like, can Haiden Deegan get a top 5? Yes, of course he has the talent. Can he get a podium? Would Travis Mead be surprised? Yes, but he has the talent to do it.
He has the talent to do it.
But here's the thing, and I ask even you hardcore Haiden Deegan fans, and this is not a shot. No.
And here come the comments.
It's fine. It's fine, but it's a valid question to ask. Even you hardcore Haiden Deegan fans, ask yourself, because you keep saying, and you blast us in the comment, oh, he's going to be really good. He can get podiums, this and that. What makes you believe he can beat Hunter Lawrence, a Supercross champion, a guy with GP experience that has battled for plenty of titles, Joe Schmoda, that, like I said, beat Jet Lawrence a few times last year when Jet was actually trying, a 2-time GP champion in Tom Viel, who has been there, done that, and there's no moment too big, J Mart,
2-time outdoor champion.
2-time outdoor champion who has beaten the likes of Cooper Webb, Adam Cincerello, so on and so forth, and Justin Cooper, who once again
has battled with and beat Jet.
When Jet was in Jet mode. So it's like, look yourself in the mirror and ask yourself, what makes you believe, outside of the fact that you really like the kid, you like his family, you like his content, and you think he's really fast? What makes you believe he can beat those 5 guys consistently?
Week in and week out. And that's what we're talking about, is week in and week out. We're not talking one-off races.
Yes.
We're not talking like, hey, like I said, he yanks a start, he runs, he we'll call it leads the moto for 20 minutes before he like pumps up and starts to fade or whatever. I don't know. Like I said, you come into next year, we're having a completely different conversation about this.
Yes, and a lot of these guys are going to be in the 450 class year. So like next year, you're going to have to deal with Joe and Vial pretty much at that point.
Yeah, so, but we're talking for 2023 here, man,
And here's the thing, too, and I've said this before, and I'll say it again. This kid yanks a holy. He's going to be so amped up. But once again, how is he going to react if he has the likes of Tom Viel hounding his ass?
Yeah,
how is he going to react? Because there's no proof to say that he can. Not to say that he doesn't have the mental fortitude and he eventually won't get there. Once again, what makes you believe that kid can handle pressure from Tom Viel for 35 minutes on an outdoor track?
Yeah,
there's just no data, and that's the part of life. You go by data. What has happened, and it's big in our sport. And not a lot of people. They're like, "What if? Shoulda, coulda, woulda."
And this is what I've been arguing with people in the comments when they're like, "Oh, he's so good at outdoors. He's so much better. He's so much better." And I'm like, "What were his finishes at the 2 outdoors last year?"
What would make you believe that if Hunter Lawrence is behind him at fucking Southwick, that he could handle that pressure for 35 minutes?
Yeah,
there's nothing. Oh, he won a bunch of titles in amateurs. Cool, man. Like, that doesn't matter when you go pro.
And I am here to watch this. Like,
I'm all
here
about
to track this, talk about him every single week.
Awesome to watch, because you definitely know they're going to shove it down our throat during the outdoor preview.
And here's the thing.
And it's warranted.
He's Sendy.
He's going to
So he will not be scared to get in that first corner with people and try to yank it.
And he's also not going to be scared to run it in on people.
Nope.
Once again, here's the same thing. You know what? In a perfect world, the first moto of the year, him and RJ go 1-2 off the start.
Yep.
And those motherfuckers just send it. Because I'm here to tell you.
For 35 minutes.
Both of them are probably going to crash at the same time. I don't want that, but that's the thing, guys. You take out your bias against being a Haiden Deegan fan and be logical. What makes you believe he can beat those 5 guys?
Well, and to be honest, I mean, last year we were much harsher on him.
Yeah.
And we went and saw that freaking combine at Redbud and went, whoa.
He was really good.
He ripped Redbud last year. You know what? He might be, dude, Redbud might be one of those places, again, where he feels it because he did so well at the combine last year and he gets a start and he just pulls something off.
The one thing we can say about Haiden Deegan, it's the same thing we can just say about RJ, is there's a lot of guys where in their situation we know like, they're not going to go. We know if Haiden Deegan yanks a holy, that is going to be an entertaining time, whether it's from start to finish or for 5 minutes. It is going to be entertaining because even if that kid is fading, he is going to ride the widest fucking bike.
He's going to ride the wheels off that thing. And I'll say this here as far as we go through the season. I think you're going to see his outdoor season a lot like his Supercross season.
It's going to progressively get better.
I think he's going to progressively get better as the year goes on. It would not surprise me by the time we get to round 9, 10, 11 if he is a 5 to 10th place dude.
For
easy.
Sure.
But I think these first few rounds,
I'll say till round 5 till we get to Redbud.
I think the first 5 rounds you're going to see. I'm going to go a 6 to 12th place guy.
Yep,
okay.
I can see that.
for most motos there. Overalls, who the hell knows, because it's going to be so
it's
mixy-matchy.
whatever.
But I'm going to say moto finishes, he's going to be like an average of 6th to 12th place here through the first 5. And then I think you're going to see it, like I said, progressively get better till we get to the last 3. And then when we get to the last 3, I think you're going to see, just like with Supercross, like, man, he just progressively got better and better and better and better. You're going to see that.
Here's the one thing I think he's going to have an advantage, and that's just because, not because of Star, just because of who his dad is, having the resources and the money. He's ridden already a lot of these tracks already.
Yes.
Obviously, we know he's ridden Paula.
Yep.
Being a California kid, he rode Hangtown probably a lot of times for areas or regionals.
Yep.
I assume at some point they've been to Thunder Valley.
Yep.
I know they've been to High Point.
I don't know about the Thunder Valley.
Thunder Valley would be the one. There's one.
I'm not sure if they've done that, because like I was kind of tracking the vlogs the last couple of years. I don't think they've been there.
So I know they've been to High Point.
High Point, yeah.
They've been to Redbud. They rode Southwick a lot of times, not even on pro day. They went there for a lot of areas.
Yep.
It's okay. So Millville, I think they've been to Millville.
I don't remember.
Washougal is the one track that I don't think they've been to yet.
Yep. And they've been to Ironman.
They've been to Ironman. They've been to Unadilla, and they've been to Budds Creek. So okay, you take out of the 11 rounds,
But
they've
Dilla,
been to,
they haven't rode the pro track.
No, but still, I mean,
yes.
the track, the dirt, the soil, it's
similar.
Yeah.
We'll go
So
with that.
you've been to 9 of the 11 rounds. That's the one thing he's going to have in his back pocket that some of the other guys, like Ryder D, has not been to some of these races. Hymas has not been to some of these tracks.
Yep.
He's going to have in his back pocket. Realistically, what is his best finish? And you can even say at the end of the season when he gets shit figured out, what do you think?
I'm going to go with 5th.
I agree.
That's where I'm going to go. He tops out. Now, again, he could get a podium, and I could be like, man,
I wouldn't
dude,
either.
just...
Because he's good. Great
ride.
And you know what? We'll be the first to praise him the next time on the show.
Yep.
Good for him, because the kid is too damn talented that if he got a podium, you'd be like, holy shit. Well, it's like, well, he's talented, so it's like, yeah.
But I'm gonna keep my expectations tethered here as we go into the season, kind of like we did with Supercross, and then at the end we went, wow, we underestimated what he was gonna do, and maybe we're doing the same thing by the time we get to the end. And I'm sure in the comments here we're gonna get blasted for eating crow, but
I think for outdoors though, it's a little bit more valid because of the accomplishments of the guys going into outdoors.
Yeah.
Because like I said, does it surprise anybody that he was better than J. Martin Supercross? No. Does it surprise anybody that he was better than Vial in Supercross? No. But once again, he wasn't better than Hunter. He wasn't better than Nate.
Yep.
And him and Smitty went back and forth, but for the most part, Smitty has number. He just did better in points. And does it really surprise anybody that he was better than Max Anstey in points in Supercross? No.
Yeah.
So it's like, you know, did we eat crow? Yep, we admit it. We ate crow. We were fucking wrong.
We put out a video. We underestimated his Supercross
But the
speed.
thing about outdoors is you're dealing with guys that are much more accomplished in outdoors as opposed to Supercross.
Yep.
Like I said, if he gets a podium, wouldn't shock me. But I think his best finish is going to be 5th, and I think for most of the season he's going to be 9 to 12. And then I think as we get past Redbud, we get past Southwick, I think he'll inch his way into being like 6 to 10. But man, if all those 5 guys are on it the entire season, it is very hard for me to think he could beat those guys.
100%. I'm right there with you. It's like, man, it's when you start going down the list of names there, and it's like, which one of these guys is he going to
take off? J-Mart is the one guy, and we've agreed on this, that just because
they could fall out of the big 5 into the best of the rest.
Yeah. So since we gave our title picks, last 2 questions, then we'll wrap this up. We didn't need to do it with the 450, so we don't have enough guys. Who will